Welcome back everybody to another pomade review. Today we'll be taking a look at another oil-based pomade, a rather obscure one actually, and it is Schornsteinfeger, which is from a German homebrew company called Fettstube. Schornsteinfeger over here means chimney sweeper, so obviously you have an illustration of a chimney sweeper right here and a really traditional looking rooftop with a chimney right behind him. The text on top over here says finest pomade manufactured in Fettstube, which is obviously where this pomade and, well, the company comes from and where the pomade is brewed. It comes in a 4-ounce metal container with a twist top, and reading the ingredients, it has lanolin as its base ingredient, followed by beeswax, some fruit wax, castor oil, soybean oil, squalane. I don't really know what that is, but it kind of reminds me of squalene, the fish oil, but I don't really know what squalane is or what it's here for. You don't really see that a lot. And finally, argan oil and fragrance with some coloring. So if you open it up, you'd find a really waxy looking grayish black pomade, and it smells like burnt coal. I do not enjoy the scent. It's a novelty scent obviously, but some people seem to like it because it's unique, but personally I just really don't like the scent at all, and that's kind of even though this is, I think it's a rather good pomade, the scent kind of threw me off, and it's pretty much a deal breaker for me. I mainly have an issue with the scent over here. Now let's talk about the scent. Well, good thing the scent is kind of subtle, it's not too strong. Now if you scoop it out, you have to really break through the waxy layer. You have to apply some pressure to get it out. But if you scoop it out from the layer beneath, it should be a little creamier. So you can see. I have some of it in my hair right now, will build up. I used it earlier today and I just came out the shower, and so whatever I have left, I won't use so much today obviously. So breaking it down, it's very tacky in the hands, and it doesn't break down too difficult as much as when you scoop out the top waxy layer. Now applying it feels like a regular medium. Well, this pomade is actually, I'll talk more about its hold later, but according to what I feel in my hair and how it held up, it's a firm to heavy, depending on how much you use. Applying it to the hair is a little creamy, and you have a little bit of waxy resistance. And yeah, the scent is getting a little stronger right now. I really don't like it, but hey, to each their own. I'm not so crazy about the scent obviously, but who knows, you might. So it's not too difficult to apply to the hair, but if you go through the waxy top layer, it might be a little waxier to apply, but if you break through that layer, it should feel a little easier to apply to the hair. So it kind of breaks down a little like a waxy medium, and you feel absolutely no tug and pull at all. Now I just really want to comment about the shine. I would say the level of shine is amazing for such a waxy pomade. Well, it's not too waxy, at least the top layer is, but for something that should have this much waxiness, the level of shine is actually quite amazing. It's sort of like a wetter shine, but not too greasy, not too wet. It's appropriately wet, not too much excessive wetness or greasiness to the shine. It's sort of between a medium to high, leaning more towards a high shine, but as it progresses throughout the day, it dies down a little to more of a medium shine. Now I'm going to add one more little scoop, and that'll be enough pomade in the hair for today. My hair was slightly damp actually, in case you guys ask, because I sometimes see in the comments if you guys ask if I apply the damp or dry hair. I'm all about damp hair application. So you can see that combing through this stuff actually has a bit of resistance. You can see that there is sort of that slightly waxy resistance, but after a few slicks it shouldn't be too difficult. It feels like you're combing a medium, and you can tell that there is a good enough level of control here. I'm just forming a part right now. It's not exactly the tightest thing ever, but right now I'm combing it on build-up. I mean, it has a good amount of tightness to keep your sides back, but on build-up right now, so I'm styling it, it's actually much better than it was initially. It was a little puffier, but not too puffy, but it kind of cut it back as well. But it has a decent amount of slickness as well. Not too crazy, but it's sort of a good amount of slickness. But for its waxy, for how waxy it is, it has a pretty good slickness. And I actually do like the level of control as well. It was a little easy to style for its consistency. I expected something a little waxier. But I mean, sometimes with waxier pomades you get sort of a more blocky shape, but this one styles a little softer. It has sort of a softer control than your average waxy pomade, so it makes it not too difficult to just comb around, and it gives a pretty nice looking shape as well to my pomp. Now I'm almost done with the styling, so you can see. But I'm on build-up right now. The control is actually slightly better, almost similar amount of control to this morning, but if you add, well, brain farts right now, but anyway, if you use 2 scoops of the stuff initially with no buildup at all, then it is firm, at least in my hair. But the amazing thing is that this morning it was raining like hell, and I was cycling for 5 minutes, for about 3 to 5 minutes, and my hair actually still held up into a decent pompadour. I didn't really notice so much change. But eventually throughout the day I do need to recomb a little bit. But I think with 3 scoops with no product at all initially, it should be a heavy hold. But when I recombed it throughout the day, I noticed that it actually lost a bit of its stickiness. So it doesn't really have the same holding properties it would after a couple of hours as when you first initially style with it. It gets a little softer, at least on my hair. And I don't really get so much of the same shape in my hair as I did it when I initially styled with it. But of course, in build-up, as you should expect, it feels, there's definitely more weight to it. And quite a good amount of build-up actually stays behind, but it's not so much of a super dirty build-up. It's not the best or the cleanest feeling in the world, but there is sort of like a waxy feeling, but it's not too sticky or too greasy. It's a little sticky for the build-up, but it's mostly the waxy type. I assume it should probably take about at least 3 or 4 showers to get it out with no prior buildup at all. So I'm done with styling, and I'll just show how my hair looks right now. So you can see that it has sort of an amazing shine actually, sort of a medium to high shine. Good forwardness, and I do like the roundness as well. But hey, this is on buildup. But even without buildup, my palm looks almost like this, except the only difference is that the sides are a little poofier, but now the sides are just really tight because obviously there's the A of buildup right here. And the weight on it is actually sort of a medium weight. So you would not get sort of a low height, but you won't get a crazy height either. You get something slightly above average, but with a bit of buildup. Right now, there's sort of like a more, somewhere between average to a little higher than average. So there's some weight added because this is sort of a waxier pomade. So with more weight, more pomade added, you have a little more weight, so you won't really get the same height you did initially. But my palm shape still actually looks quite similar to how it did when I initially started with it. I mean, I never actually do my reviews on build-up. I always start with a clean slate every time. But it's just that, honestly, the reason why I'm doing it on build-up right now is because, first of all, I do like this pomade, but it's just the scent that throws me off. So after this review, I pretty much don't want to use it all over again. I wouldn't want to use it again. And I have a couple of other stuff to review as well. So I might as well just save time and just start on build right now instead of just washing everything out. And that is Schornsteinfeger. So final verdict on this one, novelty scent, which I really am not crazy about. That it can actually really change the way you look at the pomade, because honestly I just like the way it performs, I like the way it styles, but the scent is something that really throws me off and I don't enjoy it at all. But one of the greatest things about this pomade is the shine. That's where it shines out. Anyway, it has a higher than an average shine. I mean, it has a shine that's higher than it should be for something that's quite waxy for it. It's waxy but creamy, but still doesn't really act like a super waxy pomade either. It has a good amount of control with okay slickness, but obviously the slickness improves in buildup. Sort of a waxy buildup that's not too clean, and between a firm to heavy, even though there's really no description on the website. I don't know whether they actually still make this particular one, but I don't remember reading about the hold. I actually got this in a festival in Germany, a rockabilly festival, and it was some guy was selling 3 pomades for €5. So €5 each, that's like 15 euros. So I really can't miss the deal. This is one of them, and the other being Womanizer, and I can't remember the other one. But 3 pomades for 15 euros is absolutely amazing, and I've always wanted to try Fettstube pomade, so that's the only one that was available, so I picked it up. Great pomade. I just really don't like the scent. So if you enjoyed this video and learned quite a bit from it, please leave a like, comment, subscribe to this channel, click on the bell icon to never miss a single upload of Squiddy Show, and I'll see you next time on the Squiddy Show.